What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, and I am back to try to make some sense out of all this nonsense that's going on. But before I get to the nonsense, I want to get to Extreme Tees, my sponsor. They sent me a new shirt today, y'all. I got it, I think, over the weekend. I was like, okay. Feels great. Got to check it out. Now, remember, if you check out their website, their shirts are for everybody, not just people that are into extreme sports. Whether you're young, old, male, or female, they got all different types of sizes, shapes, colors, and also types of labels on the front. As you can see in some of my other videos, I had some of their different varieties on. They even sent me a hoodie, but it's a little warm right now, so I ain't gonna break that one out quite yet. Give me a couple weeks or so, and I'm gonna have to throw it on too. Okay, so let me get my little profile pic. Hold on, and I'm back. Now, let's move on. By the way, the links are in the bottom of this video for Extreme Tees. Now, let's move on to this craziness that's going on this week about Judge Kavanaugh. Now, of course, we saw a couple days ago, the Democrats then came out with these accusations about Judge Kavanaugh, and they're saying things like, we need to hold off on the hearing. We need the FBI to get involved in this, which the FBI already knows what this is about. They knows it's nothing more than a political hit. So they said, nah, man, you can have that mess, because we already done did 6 investigations on this man's background, and none of this stuff came up. But yet they want to hold up the whole show over this. Now, a lot of people are online and on, of course, the news stations talking about what to do about this, because finally the lady decided that she was going to come out from hiding and start to tell everybody, well, this is who I am and this is why I did what I did. But there's some fundamental flaws in this whole situation. I got questions, y'all. I want to know, can I come to the hearing and ask some questions? Now, I know it's a lot of people out there that are hypersensitive because of the Me Too movement, and they all want to say, well, everybody needs to be heard and listen, and therefore we should just stop the show, hold up everything so we can get to the bottom of this. Especially, of course, people on the left, all the Democrats and the liberal media. We got to shut down everything and just postpone all this, because we just got to assume that she's telling the truth, and we want to support women who make these type of claims at the last second. Okay, but yet at the same time, I'm scratching my head because nobody is talking about Keith Ellis. He just won an election out there, and his girlfriend said that she received the BGs from this dude, the boxing gloves. She got drug out by her big toe out the bed and told to take the trash out. But yet ain't nobody talking about this man needs to step down. We need to make sure that he doesn't step into office with this type of baggage on him. We need to do a thorough investigation about this to find out if it's truth or not. But yet, with Judge Kavanaugh, he has no history. Now, I just want to break down this stuff logically, because I like to appeal to people out there that are smart. People like you guys who watch my channel, and then the ones that watch my channel and hit don't like, then I have to question their intelligence, because I'm simply going off of logic. Now, you're telling me that a person 30-something years ago decides, I've been carrying this burden for 30-something years. I recently decided to talk to my psychiatrist, but I gave him the wrong information. I didn't say no names, okay? And not only that, I said that initially it was 4 men, but now that the story has come out to the news, it's 2 men. So I guess my psychologist made a mistake. She must have wrote down 4, but I really meant 2. Now, not to mention, the timing is suspicious. This person knew that Brett Kavanaugh was in the public eye. She knew that. It ain't like he just came out of working off of a jackhammer or something and decided, you know what I'm going to do? I got a revelation while I was working the jackhammer. I think I want to run for the U.S. Supreme Court. And then all of a sudden thrust it into the limelight, and now he's going to, become a Supreme Court justice. She knew this man was in politics for years. He's been on high courts. He's worked for presidents, all of that stuff. Now, all of a sudden, her civil duty, she says, to come out with this accusation that took place when they were kids. Now, all of a sudden, her civil duty just rose up. It didn't rise up when he was coming up through the ranks and he was working for presidents and he was getting all these FBI background checks. No police report, none of that stuff. It would have showed up on the FBI background report. So now all of a sudden, her civil duty is just to come out and share this because it's been burdening her all of these years, okay? But then when you ask pertinent questions like, well, where was it at? You know what, to be honest, I don't remember exactly where it was at. What day did it take place on? Some day in some year. Yeah, that's when it took place. So this is what we're at now. This is what we're down to. We can just come up with accusations, no proof, no pattern. Because see, when you're dealing with people who have this type of behavior, if you know anything about sexual predators, most of the time you're not going to cure that. Most of the time, if you're addicted to that, you got a real addiction. That monkey is on your back. I mean, you can do some time talking about, look here, Your Honor, I'm rehabilitated. I ain't gonna go out and I ain't gonna mess with nobody. I ain't gonna look, just let me be. And they let you out, and you find people still hanging around playgrounds or still peeping in windows and things like that, because that's a monkey that when it get on a person's back, it ain't like just let me ride your back and be pleasant. It's in your eyes. You want to get that monkey off. You're like, get it off me. You know, so this is not a situation that one time happened and probably never happened again. Nobody else is out there saying, yeah, he did it to me too. You know, and see, the people who's even arguing the Me Too movement, usually those guys have a pattern. But now all of a sudden, you just throw this out there and you say, yeah, it happened to me 30-some years ago, but I don't have any evidence, no facts, no witnesses or nothing. First of all, if I was Brett Kavanaugh, I would be livid, upset. Do you know how upset you get when somebody tells a small lie on you, let alone a lie that can affect your whole career? Just comes out of nowhere. All right, timing is just perfect. You know, I mean, just waited, just perfect timing to throw it out there where it's going to be hard for you to defend and it benefits the Democrats, okay? Secondly, if this is all we have to do to, you know, mess up somebody's careers, throw out some accusations that are past the statute of limitations and no proof, no evidence, you don't need none of that, then you know what? Senator Dianne Feinstein, or I can't even remember her last name, but I know it was her. Back in 1989, I saw her in the bar, and I was like, excuse me, because she put out a pack of gum. I was like, excuse me, can I have a piece of gum? And, you know, she tried to kiss me. And I was like, hold on, lady, I don't know you. I just wanted some gum. So she popped out her dentures and was like, you know what? I got gums for you, baby. You know what? I put these gums all over your buns. I was offended. She was talking about putting her gums on my buns. And I was like, look, lady, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying? Then I went to walk away. She grabbed me by my shirt like, who you walking away from? You know who I am? And that's when she told me it was Senator Feinstein. But I ain't tell nobody. I ain't tell nobody because I was concerned. I was just hurt. I've been carrying this for 30 years, though. You know what? And then one time, I walked past Nancy Pelosi. It was somewhere, where was I? I can't quite remember. Somewhere in New York, a couple years back, but I can't remember the date, street, time. Nope, I don't even remember anybody was around. I think it was just me and her on the street in New York. And I walked past and she whistled like, so I turned around and said, excuse me, I'm not a piece of meat, okay? I ain't just hunks of muscle and all that stuff. I got brains too. And she said, well, I ain't interested in your brains. And then when I tried to walk away, she grabbed me by the butt. And I was like, hey, you can't be grabbing me by my butt. She said, shut up. You know who I am? I'm Nancy, okay? I'm Nancy Pelosi. I can do whatever I want. Now shut up. And I was hurt. I ain't tell nobody for all those years. I just carried it on the inside. And then one time, you know, I was at a rally and Maxine Waters was there. And Maxine, she started stalking me. She saw me in the audience. You know, I wasn't supporting her or anything, but she looked out there and she told one of her people, she said, go and tell that dude to meet me backstage because he's so fine. So they was like, sir, you know, would you come with us? And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. I don't want to come with y'all because, I mean, I don't know y'all like that. Get off me. But they drove me back there anyway. You know, when I got back there, Maxine was looking at me like this. She was looking up and down like, you're a pretty young thing. She started calling me PYT. I was hurt. You know, she was like, you know, I want to love you, PYT, pretty young. She made me stay and listen to the whole song, y'all. And then when she got done, she was like, I want you to be mine. I was like, no, Maxine, you too old for me. You know, and I tried to walk away, but then I start finding out that Maxine was stalking me. She stalked me for like 3 years, y'all. Every time I come out my house, man, I see Mad Max in the bushes like this. One time she cut my car tire. She showed up at my job, but there's no witnesses. There's no witnesses to any of this stuff. But I'm telling you, though, just take my word for it. All that stuff happened, man. It was crazy. I want them to step down right now. See, this is how ridiculous things can get when you don't require proof. when you use serious issues like women being abused for political reasons, and then you can't get mad when people question the authenticity of their story or the motives, and people talking about, you know what, you know, you can't, you got to give her time, because you can't just have her come in and testify, because they're supposed to have this testimony on, I think, Monday. Okay, all right, they're going to rush it. See, they're going to do something which I like. They're not going to give the Democrats what they want, because what they do want is to drag it out. That's all they really want, okay? All right, try to get to November, win back the Senate or something like that, and then squash the whole thing. But nonetheless, what ended up happening is that they want them to testify, and people are talking about well, she needs more time. No, she had time. She had like 30-something years to come out with this story. So now why do you need more time? You should have this thing memorized. You should be able to come out right now and drop it like it's hot. You should know all the details, because you've been just letting this fester for the last 30-something years without telling anybody, right? Yeah, see, that's my question. Why didn't you tell nobody? And then last but not least, people are saying things like, well, you know what? It's going to be rough for her, because she has to come and she has to sit right out there in front of everybody and give all this information, and it's going to be hard for her to do that, and she's going to be under scrutiny. Well, you need to be under scrutiny when you decided to go out and try to take somebody's life completely apart at the last second, knowing what was at risk here. But you decided to do it, so now you gotta pay the cost. You gotta pay the cost to be the boss. So I don't want to hear nothing about, well, she needs more time and all of that stuff. Garbage. She had plenty of time. So I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. And if any of these dirty, nasty, crooked Republicans sell out and give them what they want, ooh, pow, right in the kissing. Now, anyway, you've been listening to Kevin and Kevin's Corner. Find me on Facebook. Find me on Twitter. Check out my Wednesday night live radio blog talk show. The link's in the bottom. Check out Extreme Teas as well. Links in the bottom. If you want to donate to Kevin's Corner, there's links in the bottom to do that as well. God bless you. See you next time in Kevin's Corner.